Two. Okay. A motion to add one additional item. Can I get a second?
Second.
It was motioned by Selectman Johnson, second by Selectman Cameron. We're ready for discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay. Let's take up the third.
I'd like to make a motion to rescind donating to the Hoops Jamboree third annual basketball tournament for 2019 until the next session.
To rescind. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay. It was motioned by Selectman Johnson, second by Selectman Cameron, that we will rescind consider donating to Hoop Jamboree's third annual basketball tournament for 2019. Any more discussion on this? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers nay.
One day.
One nay. Brock nay. Okay. Consider discussing and approving an architect for the MLK complex building. Okay, can I get a motion and a second? Johnson.
Second.
Cameron. The RFQs came in with everybody's qualifications. Mr. Butler sent out notices by email for you to come in, pick up your package, review and evaluate. And you were supposed to have gotten your scores back in, evaluation should I say. And Mr. Butler, you ready to talk to us about this?
Right, we only got 3 in there. Right. So we only got 3 in there from the mayor, Mr. Johnson, and Mr. Brock. So do you want me to tell you what those evaluations were? From the 3?
I guess so. You asked him to get it in.
Okay, all right. Well, Mr. Brock, M3A, 25. No, we had 25.
Just give us the totals instead of calling out everybody's evaluation. Just the totals for each.
All right, it was 24 Darrell, 25 M3A.
Okay.
2 times.
24 for Darrell and 25 for 3.
M3A.
M3A.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have M3A being the highest.
Yes, sir.
And Darrell being second.
Second, yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Has everybody had a chance to look at the
I don't disagree with what was just presented.
Selectman Williams, you was on the committee. Have you had a chance to look at it? What was your recommendation?
My recommendation was the rate.
Okay, so you agree, so have 2, 32.
So Hill, Johnson, Brock, me, M3A. You said Darrell, Mayor said Darrell. So do you want to just call him out and see which one gets the majority vote?
I'm just saying, what he's saying that the way it came in is M3 got the highest rating, Darrell got second, and Cox got third. So now this is his discussion and then approving. Okay? So are we in the discussion?
Yeah, that's what we're doing now.
Okay.
I think we should go in order from best to not so best.
So you're saying let's take vote?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the discussion was in the evaluation.
Okay. I I mean, I'm open. Well, we should just go ahead with the highs or just put them out there and vote for all of them.
Go with the highs.
We'll go with the highest.
Okay, if the highest one, then we need to go with
Next.
M3. All in favor of M3?
Aye.
Okay. Do a show of hands. Show of hands, M3. Rob. Jonathan. Hill. Okay. Dorel.
Man, you can't go.
That's right. Dorel, so it's M3. M3.
It's time to add an item to the agenda.
Well, it says approving architect for MLK, so we're approving M3. Okay, so we need a motion.
I'd like to make a
No, wait. It's been approved. M3's been approved. So now, item you want to add?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to add one item to the agenda, and that would be
What was the item for that?
I don't know if it's gonna be approved. How do you wanna make a motion to add one item?
So moved.
There's a motion to add one item
Second.
to the agenda. Let's add two items to the agenda, because I have one item that I want to add. Okay, well, I actually have two items. One is to go in executive session. But,
Yeah, I don't know, back, I'm clear on grade A. I wanna make sure that we pick the vote right. Now, the vote was 3 to what?
3 for M3, 1 for Dorel, and the other two did not vote.
Didn't call for name, but we didn't vote.
Okay, so it just did not vote.
Okay, well, let's go back through it again.
Yeah, just
Mayor,
make sure I vote.
Again, the highest was M3A. All in favor of M3A, raise your hand. All that's against M3A, hand. Nobody? 3A? Lee?
Man, can we read the resolution and recommended M3A, and let's just vote that up or down? Because I think we're getting confused with the cap.
I'm not confused.
I'm not confused.
Well, I think the administrator.
No, I think I got it now.
Okay,
I got it.
Okay.
They just did not vote.
All in favor of Dorel, raise your hand.
It should, ain't no reason to go to
Wait, I'm
the
just, let me finish. All in favor of Dorel, raise your hand. Okay, 2 for Dorel. Okay, all for Cox, raise your hand. All against Dorel, raise your hand. All for Mr. Cox, raise your hand. Okay, so, based upon our voting, 3A was approved as the architect. Okay?
You good with that, Mr.
Oh, yeah, I'm good now, yes, sir.
Okay.
Ladies, y'all good?
Now, back to adding items. I have one item in executive session and one item for agenda to be added. Mr. Brock, you have one item.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a total of adding 3 items to the, you have one item? 4 items to the agenda. Okay, my item is to consider approving a task order with Neil Shaker to provide program management / PA consulting service for the May 8, 2019 tornado. That's one of my items. The second item is an executive session. Okay, Selectman Brown?
And my item is to consider approving advertisement for one vacancy, consider, consider the advertisement for one vacancy on the airport board, Oliver Smith term.
Or
And that's, do you know what term is it, A, B, C?
It's not listed on any of the documents. I have A, B, C, or D. I know there are a couple of documents out there that got some confusing dates, so that's why I said by name, because I don't know what.
Okay.
You wanna go get it?
Would you go ahead? Okay, while he's doing that, Selectman Hill, your item?
motion to ban all substances that appear as marijuana from all stores in the city of McComb.
Then all, come back,
Substances that appear as marijuana, synthetic, from all stores in the city of McComb.
term C.
C.
Yeah, it says 12/31/22.
What's the date on that? Let's put it,
12/31.
I'm gonna leave it there.
That makes per day. Per day.
Leave it on the agenda for discussion, so we can talk about it.
Okay. Okay. Now, there are 4 items, here on, that we've added. All in favor of adding these 4 items, say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Hearing none, let's take, first, let's go with ban. There's a motion on the table, item on the table to ban all substance of synthetic marijuana from all stores in McComb. Is that basically what you said?
I need to add something if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
With a, effective immediately, and with a fine of $1,000 per day.
Okay, let's make sure we got that right. Ban all substance of synthetic marijuana from all stores in Macomb effective immediately and fine of $1,000 per day.
Second.
Okay, that was a motion by, Selectman Hill, second by Selectman Johnson. Any discussion?
City administrator, are you gonna be able to, mail out letters or deliver letters? Well, not you personally, but our police department will be able to.
Yes, sir, we do what we have to do, yes, sir.
Any more discussion on this? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay. Ayes have it. Okay, consider the vacancy on the airport board, term C, Oliver Smith.
Second.
That was the motion. Let's make sure we get the motion. Johnson, second. Hill. Discussion now. Mr. Brock, you said,
We were talking about that document that you had. What's the date on that document?
$3/25/19.
And what's the date the document was created?
Which document? The old department, yeah, 32519.
Now, this is when this was updated?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and, where am I, Mr. Butler?
What you talking about, you looking for the airport board? Okay. Right here.
Okay, the airport board, this is updated 11/8/17, and the document that I have is dated 12/28/16, and its term expires in 18. I think at one point in time, did Mr. Smith serve an unexpired term for someone? He filled an unexpired term, and based on this document, it supersedes this, his term expires in 18. Now, we can, I'm gonna leave it like that, see if there's any other discussion on it. Because this document, the city of McComb supersedes that. I don't know how it got mixed up, twisted. There's some other dates that may be on there. There's some other dates that are on other documents that conflict with some of the county appointments. When people were appointed, when they resigned, who replaced them. But based on our document from 2016, December, his term expires in 18.
I would suggest that we go back and pull out minutes and make sure, because the minutes would be more accurate than any, either one of those documents, because the board speaks through its minutes. So I would suggest that we go back and have those minutes pulled.
Yeah, we can get that.
And then we can address this issue, since those documents do not match up.
Right. Unless somebody has some other discussion, then I'd like to make a motion to table.
To the next work session.
Work session. If there's no more discussion.
Yeah, we can go right to 4 minutes.
Second.
It was motioned by Selectman Brock, second by Selectman Hill, that we would table this. Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposers, nay.
Right.
That was you, Selectman Cameron?
Yes, sir.
Selectman Cameron says nay. Okay, you received the, document there on your desk. We're trying to move forward with our cleanup of our city from the destruction there, and you know we have a general service agreement with Neil Schaefer, and this is a task order whereby we can begin the process of establishing a plan and everything for our debris pickup. Any questions? Well, we kind of got a motion on second.
Second.
Johnson made the motion. Second, Thomas. Keith, would you come and help me out on this?
For you to get reimbursement from MEMA/FEMA, there's a certain process you must go through. Our subsidiary, and I'm going to ask Jim Garner if he will come up. Jim Garner is with True North, our subsidiary. True North does nothing but debris monitoring, debris cleanup, project management for this type of cleanup. So we've met with the mayor, Richard, Alice, CA, Kevin Butler, MEMA today, and there's a process for you to go through. Our intent, if you approve this task order, is, and by the way, the task order has been presented to Ms. Cockerham this afternoon. I talked to her. She's looked at it. She is good, Mr. Butler. The intent is, beginning in the morning, we will draw up an advertisement for debris monitoring and an advertisement for debris collection and disposal. You have to dispose of it properly. with those 2 advertisements, we intend to put them in the paper Friday, because you've declared an emergency, county's declared an emergency, and the governor is in the process of declaring an emergency if he has not already. There's some thresholds that you had to meet. Y'all will meet those, we feel sure. There's some thresholds the state will have to meet, and we're waiting to hear that. But to do all of that and get reimbursed, we have to go through this selection process, get someone to monitor, get someone to pick up debris. It's the exact same thing we did in Katrina, Gustav, and Isaac. 5, 8, and 12 are the years that we did that. We didn't get reimbursed. It's a 75-25 reimbursement. The 25% can be some in-kind work, your labor, equipment, things that started immediately when the storm came into Mississippi, and it continued till the storm left Mississippi. So there's a time frame there that we work on. This task order lets us do that for you, manage that, make sure that everything is documented through FEMA to get you reimbursed. I'm going to quit there and kind of let y'all ask questions. And like I said, I got Jim. He'll hit the ground running in the morning if you approve this task order. But if you've got some questions, I'd rather just take those.
Before questions start from the board, let me say, when Chief talks about things that we have to do meet versus what the state has to meet, understand, in order for us to be reimbursed, we have to meet a $157,000 amount of debris out there or more. The state has in order to receive federal reimbursement, the state has to also come up with about $4 million or $4.2 million. That's the part that the state has to come up with before we can get Fed assistance or Fed reimbursement. Even if the state does not come up with that $4.2 million, we still have debris here in the city of McComb that needs to be removed. So whether we get reimbursed or not, we still got to move that debris.
And the state is still assessing that damage, and Jim talked to some folks today. You may want to comment.
Yes, they said that where the storm come on into the state on the 8th, and there's Pearl River County doesn't have their stuff in yet. Amid County, there's several counties that doesn't have their stuff in, and they wouldn't tell us that they could meet that threshold because they don't want to make promises they couldn't keep, because you don't know but there were several, from what I understand, bridges lost, roads damaged seriously, so.
Flooding, and flooding is terribly expensive, y'all know that. So we don't know that they're going to meet the 4.5, but it is looking that as all this comes in, the mayor will be notified what the state's level is. But again, the mayor's right. You've got to pick it up, clean it up at some point. You approve this, then tomorrow, with the city, we'll actually put out some advertisements, prepare those. I told Attorney Cockerham this afternoon, as we prepare those advertisements, we want to put it in the paper Friday, so we start moving quickly. And she knows we'll be sending those to her to get her approval to put it in the paper, to make sure that we're abiding by the purchase laws of the state, which change because it's been declared an emergency. And we're doing all of that. Again, there's a lot of things that happen because it's an emergency, because it's a tornado, because FEMA's involved, and that's what True North does.
Okay. Any questions?
Would it be out of order to maybe see if any citizen from the community had any question in regard to the pickup? Any other question for Mr. Locke, Jim? You don't mind me calling you Jim?
No, sir.
Getting early, okay.
If it's related to what we're talking about, we can entertain. if there's questions from, our citizens as it relates to what we're trying to do. And we're trying to get it done as quick as possible, so we can get that debris picked up and back to normal. Yes, ma'am?
So what he's proposing is that Mr. Jim Company or whatever be spearheading this pickup thing, or?
They're gonna be responsible for making sure that we advertise for a monitoring as well as a, collection and disposal. We have to follow state law as it relates to that, so we've got to get quotes or bids on that, okay? And they're gonna do that, but at the same time, they're gonna work with us and do a lot of the footwork that we don't have manpower to do.
And Mayor, if I will, I'll reiterate what you said earlier, be patient. This takes a little time to get these people on board here, moving, monitors watching them pick up and disposal. And if I'm correct, Mr. Butler, did we work out the site for disposal today? Y'all gonna?
I think we did, then we was out.
Yes, we're going on the, agenda to get the site approved for tomorrow morning.
We have a site, we move forward. You have to notify DEQ where you're going to put it, so they can monitor that you get the right stuff, and you clean it up, and you leave it, and it's just a lot of red tape.
One other question, so the person that may wanna be involved with cleaning up for a fee, what would those guidelines be? Contractor, say you got.
Yeah, we'll do a, request for proposals and lay out the, contract, there would be regulations, it'd be the qualifications.
They'll have to meet bonding, insurance, those kind of things to be able to work and have that covered.
Now, how would, is that bonding gonna, tell me a little bit about it, is that bonding gonna be set at so high that?
No, so they'll have to be a contractor registered in the state of Mississippi, those kind of things by the state purchase laws. If you'll remember, Mr. Brock, when we did Katrina and the other two storms, Gustav and Isaac, there was a lot of local people that worked as subs under a prime contractor. That can still happen. You've got to have a prime contractor for debris removal that's recognized as a debris removal type contractor. Just like if you build roads or bridges, they have a license for those things. So absolutely, local guys could more than likely be a sub, but they probably don't have the wherewithal to have bonding and capacity for this type of work.
So would that person like advertise for subcontractors?
Once the advertisement hits, they'll know who to call. They got a network that happens, and they look for local.
Yes, ma'am? Yes, ma'am?
Is there any way to, guarantee, percentage of the jobs be given to locals? Because any money earned in Pike is spent in Pike.
Well, I do know the monitoring companies will hire locals.
Okay.
A lot of times the pickup contractors, the locals don't have the type of equipment that the big trucks with the grapples on them, and that's what they'll want to use to load and get their stuff out of there because it's so much faster than hand loading or taking a skid steer trying to load little trailers and stuff. But I do know that the monitoring contractors will be hiring local monitors.
So will the cleanup be picked up at the right of way, or will it go into people who, will they be able to go into private property?
No, it's got to be within the right of way.
Okay.
There's actually public assistance and individual assistance. And from talking to Richard earlier today, the events does not think there is enough structural damage to qualify under FEMA's guidelines for individual assistance, which gets to where you're talking about, at, on the property. Public, and again, we'll do this, we'll have, y'all remember, we had two passes. First pass, we pick up everything. Next pass, it'll be in the paper. This is the second and final pass. Get it to the curb so we can pick it up. as far as the debris, when it gets piled up at the site, big tub grinder have to come in and either grind it or we'll burn it. We did both before. So we're working through all of that process right now to meet DEQ, meet the city, cost-wise, just look at all those factors.
And you say the city will pick up 25% of that now?
The city is responsible for 25% of that, yes.
Unless the state
If
kicks.
we approve.
And that's right. The state may kick in some, and the city, their 25% can be some in-kind, like, as soon as the storm passed enough, Miss Alice had people out there, the police chief had people out there, the fire department. They can document all those hours, all those pieces of equipment. You have a piece of equipment with operator, and all that adds up to money in FEMA and MEMA's plan. So it'll be some of both, yes.
Okay, any other discussion? No other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed with nay? Okay, at this time, I'm going to ask that I get a motion to go into closed session for a legal issue. Johnson. Second going once, second Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed is nay. Hearing none, at this time, I'm going to ask that Mayor Witherspoon and the CA would go into our executive session.
Hey, how you doing? I'm here to meet with the clerk, see what y'all just had.
That was quick.
I was trying to watch on Facebook, I couldn't hear, can't hear y'all real well. So. May I approach? Madam Clerk, may I approach?